Hey guys, this is Mr. H. Hey, I am going to do a video on rounding using your calculator. I've done a couple videos on rounding and I think I made the process too complicated. I figured out a better way to do this. So I'm going to show you, and this is the way I'm going to be showing my students from now on until I retire. All right, so basically what we're doing is I've got a worksheet here with some rounding. We're rounding decimals, that's it. So here's the key. What we're going to do is, in order to round, you have to tell the calculator how many decimal places you want. So I'm going to do it this way. If I was rounding to the ones place, if I'm rounding to the tenths place, if I'm rounding to the hundreds place, if I'm rounding to the thousands place. Now, I've never seen anything on the regions that's lower than 1,000th, but let's say it was 10,000th place, right? Now, here's all you're going to do. You would ask yourself, how many decimals does it have? Or how many zeros does it have? Sorry. This has no zeros. So that means if you're rounding, it's going to have 0 decimals. This has 1 0. That means it's going to have 1 decimal place. This has 2 zeros. So it's going to have 2 decimal places. This has 3 zeros. So it's going to have 3 decimal places. This has 4 zeros. So it's going to have 4 decimal places. So now, once you know that, you're just going to use the calculator and go. So watch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my calculator. I'm going to do these down here. It says round 5.385 to the nearest tenth. Tenth has 1 decimal place. So watch. Here's the key. It's going to be menu 281. And you're going to see the word round. And all you do is type in your number, 0.5 or 5.385. And then you put a comma, and then after the comma, you tell the calculator how many decimal places. So in this example, we're rounding to the tenths, so that's going to be 1 decimal place. Press enter, so the answer is 5.4. All right, let's do this one. So we're gonna, let's do this one. We're gonna round 4.106 to the nearest 100. 100 has 2 zeros, so it's gonna have 2 decimal places. So we do menu 281, and then you just type in the number 4.106, comma, and then 2 for 2 decimal places. And then that's your, whoops, I forgot the comma. You need the comma. And so I'm going to put a comma here, and then boom, it's rounded. So this would be 4.11. All right, now I'm going to drop over to this one. I'm going to just jump around here and do a couple. All right, we're going to be rounding this to the nearest whole number, which is the same thing as ones. Ones has no zeros or no decimals or no decimal places, so this will be 0. So I'm going to take this number here. Let's do menu 281 first, and then I'm going to type in this number 8.011, and then I'm going to put comma 0 because it has no decimal places, and it tells me that this number rounds to 8. Let's jump down here. I'm going to do 28.17. I'm going to round it to the tens place. The tens place has 1 0, so that's going to be 1 decimal place. So we do menu 281. And then you type in the number 28.127, comma, and it has 1 decimal place, put a 1. So that would be 28.1. Boom, done. Okay, let's come over here. Let's do this one right here. 16.230 rounded to the nearest tenth. So all I'm going to do is go menu 281. And then I'm going to type in the number 16.230, comma. Now how many decimal places? There is 1 0, so there's 1 decimal place. 16.2. Keep it moving. I'm going to do a couple down here. Let's do this one. 15.039 rounded to the nearest 100. 100 has 2 zeros, so it means this is going to have 2 decimal places. So menu 281, start with that. We got the rounding. Now we type in the number 15.039, comma, and then we're going to put a 2 because there's going to be 2 decimal places when we're done. So this is 15.04. All right, let's go over here to 11.2733 or 11.2773. All right, we're going to round this to the hundreds place. So menu 281. And then we're going to do 11.2773, comma, and then we put in a 2. and then we press enter. So that would be 1128. Now, watch this. Let's say instead we wanted to round this number not to the hundredths place, but to the thousands place. So that would be this. How many zeros? That's 3. So that means you're going to have 3 decimal places. So I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to change the 2 to a 3, and then it'll round it for me. Okay, this rounded to the thousands place is 11.277. All right, that's it. That's all you're doing. Now, in the past, I've had you guys go to the settings and change it to fix 1, fix 2, fix 3. We're not doing that anymore. That's too much. And also, it just leads to many mistakes when you don't set it back to the original settings. This, you do it for each individual number. All you have to do is menu 281, and then you just have to know how many decimal places are you rounding to. Once you know that, you're good. All right. Hopefully this has been hopefully a helpful video. Again, on the Regents exam, there's usually a couple questions where you have to do rounding. Now, it's a piece of cake. Just menu 281 and then type it in. The number of decimal places is all you need to know. Right? I am going to stop and post this.